What is up, my anime otakus? Welcome to another episode of Anime no Kori, an anime series that we like to talk about not only the animes in the present, but also in the past. I am your host, Davis.
And I'm Tiffany.
And welcome. And as always, if you like the content that we share to every anime otaku out there, by all means, follow, subscribe into our YouTube page, Anime no Kori. Jesus. Oh, God. Anime no Kori. There you go. Or go to our website, animenokori.com, where you could subscribe and also follow up on and listen to it on any podcast services out there. So we've done a lot of different, we watched and talked about a lot of different kinds of animes, but this one is definitely one that I had to go back to. It's been a while, to openly admit, but it is still a great anime to check out. And today we are talking about
Black Lagoon.
Oh yes, the Black Lagoon. This series is a would you say this is a cult classic?
Yes, actually. And I think it inspired a whole generation. Since Dukes of Hazzard, it reignited the Daisy Duke trend.
That is true. Yeah, but wait. Black Lagoon came out was it in the 2000s or was it
did not
the 90s? I can't remember.
Dukes of Hazzard was way back when.
Oh, Dukes of Hazzard was like
if you were
70s.
trying to, okay. Just making sure you're not about to try to compare the two.
Unless you're talking about Dukes of Hazzard, the movie with Johnny
Knoxville.
Knoxville.
Oh, fair enough. No, that's fair.
Sean William Scott.
I was going for real Nokori. The real back in the day.
The
ones
who were
I'd consider it a cult classic.
Okay,
yeah. I don't know when it exactly came out, but
it's funny. You would think that we would be ready for that.
You would think we would.
But it's really funny because, I think that Black Lagoon was a series where Black Lagoon was you knew by the character. You see, because Revy is in, a ton of different kinds of shirts and different kinds of, T-shirts to buy, to purchase and stuff.
I see what you're saying. Okay, I was like, Revy is in one outfit.
I'm talking about merchandising yes. itself, and, because how much of a badass she was. And I had a friend that liked to cosplay her with the tattoo and stuff. But it is really interesting that came out 2002. Okay, so the manga was published out 2002, and came out. The anime came out in 2005. Okay, cool. So there you go. 20-year-old anime, but. It does
not look like it. It
looks
beautiful.
Really good. Yeah, it really looks good. When we watched, when we talked about Full Metal Panic was about 2002, and
it didn't look anywhere near. Well, maybe not anywhere. I'm hating a little bit. It wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad.
I think it's aged. It shows its age.
It does.
This one, I actually, when I came back to watching it, I will openly admit I didn't watch all of it, but I did see a lot.
He's a fake otaku, guys. Fake otaku. Shame this man.
Hey, you know
poser. This man's never seen an anime before.
I don't even know an anime.
This set's not even real, guys. This is green screen.
Just yesterday, I was calling it Japanimation.
Oh gosh, no, we really are doing throwbacks, aren't we? Good Lord.
Oh God, yeah. So there you go. But but I do remember. I mean, I remember. I'll probably bring it back and remember in bits and pieces of it. But I do remember how freaking violent this show was.
Yeah,
and it was incredibly fun to watch.
Yes,
I will say. But what was interesting, let me find what the synopsis was. But while I do that, why don't you just kind of give your take of it so far?
If y'all have not realized yet, because I've said this several times, I like a child soldier and I love an assassin show. And this, less on the child soldier part, but very heavy on the assassin and the fighting and the shooting. I love a gunner type of show. And does this scratch every itch. I think that, first of all, Revy is a very easy cosplay, but it's such a badass cosplay. She is one of my favorite women in anime because I love that archetype of woman. The show is phenomenal. I feel like the amount of diversity in the show is also a
ton of diversity.
Yeah. And it doesn't feel forced. It's just a group of pirates who just collected, it just come together to be badasses collectively. You've got the smart one who's on the keys. You've got the one who's leading the group. You've got Revy, who's a feral monster.
Yep.
The show is so good.
Yes. Okay. I just find find it.
Good, because I'm not good at stalling.
You were
I'm
stalling
like,
it up.
anime, guys.
Anime, right?
Japanimation.
Yeah, Japanimation. Oh god, yeah, that was a time when they thought any English voice actor could do it, and it was atrocious. It's so bad. But okay, so basically,
With that being said, we should watch Ghost Stories at some point.
Oh my god, it's funny. I've never seen Ghost Stories. I've seen the clips. I've seen the
Ghost Stories.
Yeah, I've never seen Ghost Story, but I've seen the clips. I've been wanting to check it out for a long period of time, but I've heard this isn't Ghost Stories like literally the worst dub? It's been slated as one of the worst dubs ever.
No, y'all don't worry. I'm gonna teach him when the camera stop rolling. I'm gonna show him because it's not the worst. It's just it's the wildest. We'll go with wildest. There's a whole bunch of we're throwing it on the
really.
It'll happen. Y'all might. You know what? Maybe if we have enough interest in a Patreon, maybe we will watch Ghost Stories on the Patreon, and y'all can watch our honest, unfiltered reactions to that because the show is crazy. We couldn't put all the it's wild.
Really that crazy?
We would get canceled 3 ways to Sunday trying to watch that show.
That's how bad Ghost Stories is.
My gosh.
Jesus. Okay, well.
It's ableist, it's sexist, it's racist, it's the best. It's good. It's so good.
This is we're promoting Ghost Stories
Everybody,
on the Black Lagoon podcast.
We promote an inclusive and accepting community here at Anime No Kori. But you should also go watch Ghost Stories because it's the English dub, to be specific.
With that being said,
we're not talking about that today.
That is funny. Okay, so Black Lagoon is the official synopsis is Rokuro's mundane trip to Southeast Asia turns from pleasure cruise to festival of pain when modern-day pirates take him hostage. Revy, Dutch, and Benny are the ruthless crew of the Black Lagoon. For them, getting shot at while smuggling drugs, guns, and stolen goods is part of a typical day at work, and Rokuro is joining the team. So basically, it's like she said, it's a bunch of miscreants that are pirates that are basically they're just freelance mercs essentially, and they go out and they take they pillage, and then this guy who is on a trip that is totally not related to it joins the team, and Rokuro is he's probably the nerdy of nerd characters. Although he does get toughened up later on in the series.
It takes quite a while.
It takes a while, but he does get there. Not to the level of Revy.
Quite a while.
Revy is just a beast. She doesn't care, dude. She doesn't give a shit at all when it comes to it.
Much. She's literally feral. I would say feral is the best way to describe it.
Yeah, the best way to describe it is feral indeed. But I would say this. I like so the way how Black Lagoon is always what I remember mostly about Black Lagoon was the fighting scenes. Yeah, because there were so many different situations where it was just so random. Well, I won't say random because they had a goal, they had a thing, an objective. Then the objective, what they needed to do of that episode, of that series or whatever. Not like
there's not like an overarching.
There isn't an overarching story online.
Yeah, not really.
It's basically like
not in season 1.
They're more like mini episodes of each.
It's kind of like a Cowboy Bebop-esque type of thing.
Exactly. Yeah. So the thing that I loved about it is the whole crew was just so badass, and then let alone the mixture with the random fights that they were going through. Made it so fun to watch. And when I was watching it in the past, I was like, this rocks. I'm watching it now and I'm like, this rocks. So it's possible to have something that stays with you. Absolutely. And then kind of coming back to this and just be like, oh wow, dude, Revy's just it's so great. But then but oddly enough, she is not my favorite character in this. And
hold on, is it okay? I want to guess before you tell me.
We'll hold off on that. I think the characters of this, you easily enjoy each of these people's strengths and stuff. Like Rokuro's biggest thing, I didn't like Rokuro personally.
What is this? They call him something different. What is his
name?
I
think they called him. Yeah, they did call him something different. Let me see what it was.
Because the amount of time they spent calling him by his real name is non-existent.
Very sparse. But when he joined the group, they basically they treated him kind of he's there, but
no, well they didn't. So he started as a hostage. Yeah. So they were trying to shake down this organization, this company or whatever, and they were like, you know what, we're gonna steal your dude, and after they stole him, held him hostage, the company was like, okay, so we don't care about that guy. And the guy was just like, why you say fuck me for? So eventually they realized, okay, we're not going to get anything for this guy. Aren't you mad that they didn't put up more of a fight for you? And they pretty much convinced him to have a backbone. Mm-hmm. And they were like, hey, this is not the life you want. Right. So why don't you just join us? And he spends the majority of the first season being very Zenitsu-y in the sense of he's like a coward. He is in on the jobs that they do, but he doesn't have the courage to actually like do the things necessary. A lot of it is them coming to swoop in and like
save his ass.
Yeah. So, but he does put up when he needs to.
He does. Well, initially, like you said, like the beginning of the introductions of this of his character, was 100% wimp. I mean, he definitely does grow. His name is Rock, by the way.
Rock, that's it. Thank you. And I'm like, you keep saying this name. And I'm like, that is not the name I know this man by. I was trying
to think of his name too. I was like, I just cannot remember it.
Rock, that's it.
Yeah. So
because they were going to keep they barely could say it. Yeah. Because they're not Japanese.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Like you were saying, the multicultural diversity in this, very rare to see them portray a black character the right way.
and not only did they not a caricature, not a background character, he was the leader of the group.
Yes.
A very competent, intelligent, tough leader. Mm-hmm. And a very good character.
Yeah, very, very, very significant character in the league of it itself and everything. But yeah, so like overall, I don't even know what to say or where to start with it. Like, there's just so many different kinds of deals with it. Oh, I said my favorite parts of it, but what about for you?
It's all the. I wanted to, like, because I want to go against the grain, my own stereotype of it just being the action. Mm-hmm. But it is. I love it. But I love the jobs.
A series doesn't have to be multifaceted. I mean, this series
I'm talking about me. I want to be multifaceted. I want to be like, it's the nuance of the character, the familial relationships that they build over time. It's not. It's the. I like the shooting and it's just a fun show. I do love the first parts where Revy is kind of like sizing Rock up and he doesn't know how to handle her.
She was such a dick.
She was an asshole.
Yeah.
1,000%. Yeah. And I loved it. I'm here for it because you can't, what you think you're just going to join this crew? Yeah, you think you're just going to join this crew and not get hazed? This is life or death. We need to make sure our camaraderie is there.
That wasn't even a hazing. That was literally, she had full on disdain on Rock at the beginning of all of this.
That's fine.
Yeah. But then certain parts, like you remember when they were fighting, I think was it the bowling alley or something like that? Like where there was a full on like gang fight of her and basically just Revy just revying it up, and then Rock was there though too, even though Rock did like maybe 2% while she did virtually everything.
Yes, that's true.
I mean, like she was a complete asshole to him.
That's true. He got her together though. He actually got her together, and that part is interesting.
That is very
because
true.
He's the one that sat her down. He was like, "All right, now, what we not going to do?" And I was like, "Rock, okay, pretty good." Even she was just like, "Huh, fair enough." And I'm like, "Wow, you tamed the beast."
He finally understood. Okay, this is what I need to do to set this thing straight. You know, but what like. I guess I will go into it right now. Like, favorite character in this for you is probably stupid to say. Who was your favorite character?
It's Revy. It's 1,000% Revy. It's 1,000% Revy.
What do you like about Revy so much?
I love Revy because I love a bad bitch. I like feral. Mm-hmm. I even have some of my favorite characters. I have a trio of some of my favorite characters. I call them my little feral boys, and it's all of the most vicious, angry children: Bakugo, Killua, and Inosuke.
Dear Lord.
I just love a feral character, which is also interesting because I also like a really like hyper elegant character, like a Julia from Cowboy Bebop.
You like Julia?
I do.
Oh, okay.
I do. I like Faye more, but or there's a different series that would have been a better thing, but then we take little tangents too often. But I love that she is very competent. I love that she reminds me of Mirko.
Oh, okay.
She can get hit and still keep going. She's the type of woman who's like, I got shot, just rub some dirt in it and keep going. She holds the team up. The fact that everybody's even on her team just like a little scared of her. I don't know. I like an unhinged character.
This girl is literally like so feral that I don't know if you would be willing to even sleep with one eye open with or around with her.
You shouldn't sleep.
Yeah, you really shouldn't.
You should not sleep.
But she's so good with the guns, though. It's just so crazy.
You know, though, I know a lot of my guy friends. That's their girl.
Really?
Like, that's their waifu. And I'm like, I don't think you can handle that.
You can't. There's no one on this God's green earth that could hold her up to be
I aspire to be half the woman Revy is.
That would be perfect. Oh my God, that's crazy.
Okay, so yours, I'm trying to figure out who yours might be.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, is it? Who? Okay.
You won't know it. I don't know. You would know it, but I don't think you would think
it's
it would
not
be.
the maid lady, is it?
No, it's not.
What was her name?
Roberta.
Okay.
Roberta. You're close.
Who is it?
It's the other girl. Balalaika.
Oh, the freaking
the Russian.
Yeah,
the leader girl, the head.
What is she?
Well, she was the okay. So she was the person that was giving out the missions.
I was confusing her with the nun lady.
Oh yeah,
I do like her too. Okay, you're talking about the
or Ida, I believe.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
Yeah.
That is actually a good example of an elegant, powerful woman.
Yes.
Okay. I like her too.
No, Balalaika, dude, Dude, okay, I'm gonna kind of merge this into two different.
Okay, we are all over. Okay,
so Balalaika is like she's the girl that gives out the missions to the.
Excuse you, that's a woman.
Okay,
that's a woman.
The woman gives out like the missions and spreads out like the information that she wants to the team itself.
Yes,
but this girl is like she is like I believe she's Russian.
Yes.
She's Russian and but she has a lot of crazy contacts and stuff like this. And then she isn't on the field as much because girl is already hardcore.
She's running things.
She has a scar on her face. This girl's seen so much shit. It's not even funny. So I'm just thinking, okay, so this girl, the girl that's sitting down is the girl that you got to worry about because this person has seen so much stuff in her history and she's survived and she's old on this. So she's
not old, but whatever.
Well, she's old.
You're a hater. You're being a big hater.
She's old. She's older compared to that whole team itself. She's in her
in her 30s, maybe 40s.
Everyone on that team is under 35.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just saying she's older. And I've told you we were talking about the last time we were talking about why are anime characters so young and so why do we see a lot of it? It's exactly what I was talking about before. They don't like old people. So 30 something is old. 30 something is old too. It is. Yeah. So I'm sorry. I'm ancient comparatively to this.
You would be the wise mentor.
Yeah, I know, right?
In an anime at this point.
I would be Himmel before he died, comparatively next to my age. That's what that would be. Yeah, I bet you Himmel was 40 something when he died.
Well, that's a long life back then. Yes.
Yeah. So, but Balalaika is just a bad boss. Badass boss in itself.
But also bad.
Oh, and also bad. You don't want to mess with her.
No.
And she is she's mentally strong and she's physically strong. And the thing that really got me to really get her is that one episode. You already know what I'm talking about. So it's so there was these people, Hansel and Gretel.
Are we gonna jump right into it?
I told you my favorite episode. I gotta say it. Yeah,
Hansel. God, it's like the peak of the show. Go ahead. Okay, yeah, it's like the peak part of the show.
It's the peak part of the show. But dude, Hansel and Gretel are these twin children that are they're strong and they're powerful and they just are masochists. These people just want to kill.
They were part of some type of, they were raised in a
closed they were
almost
trained.
Like experiments.
Yeah, they were trained. They were experimental soldiers.
They were having experiments done on them.
Right.
And they pretty much erased all of their humanity. And they taught them to find pleasure in pain, not inflicting pain. So these kids were so gone. They didn't even see inflicting pain on other people as like you're hurting them. It's just a thing. It was just a thing that they did.
Common occurrence.
Yes, I shook your hand, I cut your throat. It's the same thing.
I know, right?
Those are the equivalent.
They literally
to them.
were the epitome of not knowing the differences between right and wrong.
Yes,
that's just what it was. Like they would not be. Yeah, they were monsters essentially, but they were
not
raised,
not one of my feral children.
Yeah,
the two feral.
They were too feral. They were raised to be monsters, which makes it even worse.
Once again, love a child soldier. I love a child soldier.
So that phrase alone can get yourself out of context. It's just so dangerous.
It's not good. Y'all will vouch for me, right?
Right. But that episode. So I think she was going for revenge because Hansel and Gretel killed some of her men, and the way that she did it was so smooth. And like she didn't even kill him, which is even crazier. But she like lured them out to a point where she had like the most experienced like marksman, like sniper, to like literally dismember.
You're jumping the good. You're burying leads. Not even burying. You need to savor this episode, y'all. This is the only episode in the whole series where like you watch it, you see Revy and everybody gunned down a bunch of people. You see so much death, murder, all of that. This is the only episode where after I got done watching it, I was like, "Ooh, whoa,
yeah,
that was a lot." The fact, okay, he said they killed some of her men. They were dismantling her entire organization methodically. Mm-hmm. They were so clever at picking all these people off. And this woman is such a boss, and she could not get those kids under control.
Yeah, right. Well, no. Well, they weren't a part of the...
They weren't. No, they were, as far as like subduing them, getting them.
Yeah.
Like actually taking them out.
Right. Okay. Yeah, that's fair. She
put like a hit out on them, and everyone they live in this community of like killers, like outlaws.
Yes.
They put they put a whole hit out on these kids, and none of even the outlaws could get to them. Revy couldn't even get to them.
Yeah, that's true. You know, I will say though, that episode, because I mean, it wasn't really an episode. It was like a small mini, like I said, another mini series of it. Was probably had the most like story driven in it throughout.
Yeah,
one could argue about it, but.
Sorry, I'm not gonna cut you off again.
No, you're right. You're right.
You just set the scene to know that these kids are the real deal.
Yeah. So, but I gave all my props to Balalaka during that time, because I was like, dear Lord, dude, that was so crazy. And then she was just casual about it. She's smoking the cigarette. Then they have a conversation, but dude who had a one-track mind of wanting to just kill. But even getting like blown, like the limbs blown off of him.
Yeah. So she tricked the kids into showing up in this location, at one of the kids, because they're twins, a boy and a girl, and she tricked him into show up in this location, and like you said, sniper from the rafters just blew off different body parts.
Yes.
And didn't they have like a really weird pain tolerance too?
Oh yeah, like he wasn't even like
would not phase. Like they were broken. These kids were broken.
They were like totally far beyond gone. It's not even funny. But I just loved like, and then like when he died, I was just like, my goodness, dude, this is so freaking ballsy. A lot of different things. Fact that you see a kid getting got like on the page.
That's true.
Yeah. The fact that they were like, okay, let's do this because this is the situation. The fact that they were showing that stuff,
yes, and
the fact that it was like this girl just methodically just tearing this kid apart from all the stuff that the torment that this dude was doing already is so wild to me. Yeah, you know.
Well, it was a huge insult. This woman has a well-oiled machine of an organization, and these two children just came and made her look foolish. Yeah, she did just smoke her cigarette while this child's limbs were exploding in front of her.
She was like, you know what? It's like, wait, I have thousands of men and you're telling me two children? Oh yeah, that was crazy.
It's a bad look.
Yeah.
Though.
Was there anything else? Like, was there another episode or something?
Yeah,
like
the one after that so we got one of them, and the group, I don't remember why they decided to. So the other twin pretty much kind of holds the group hostage and it's like, I need you to take me out of here because obviously it's not a good look.
Yeah.
So they end up ferrying the girl, which you think is a girl, to a different location. And the whole time they're kind of like trying to get into her head, see what's going on with her. She's just broken. It's just broken. She starts to kind of like Rock a little bit though.
Right.
Even though Rock is terrified of her.
Yeah.
Rightfully so.
Yeah.
And then you think everything's good. You're kind of starting to get a feel for the things that they went through. You kind of starting to feel a little empathy for these characters, and they get to where she's going. They're going to release her into the world because why would you do that? But they're going to release her into the...
Clearly.
Right. And so she gets off the boat. She's going to go start her new life. And then she gets gunned down too from the dock.
This is so crazy.
Oh, and it sucks at that point because they had now started to kind of like her a little bit. Nope.
It's like, no. Or
nope.
Do we know if that was legitimate? Like if they were really liking like
I think Rock. I think it was not maybe not like, but Rock started to feel a lot of empathy for her.
Yeah, that would be that's classic.
Yeah,
Rock.
Revy was not. She
Yeah.
didn't like that kid.
Yeah, they're right. Especially if they got the one up on her.
Oh
definitely.
Yeah, no, but no. Rock felt really empathetic for her and was hoping that when she got out, that she was gonna,
change.
Yeah. Also, you find out in that episode that the kids, the boy and the girl, they had like a wig and they would switch the wigs back and forth. So you thought that the little girl escaped, but shot the girl and the wig comes off and you're like, oh, well, never mind.
Budget was tight. They couldn't do more. They couldn't get more than one wig.
I'm
sorry. That's just how it was.
It was. I think that was part of the they try to confuse people.
I think that's what it was.
Yeah.
But why? I mean, that's why I didn't
mental
understand.
Games.
Like,
you gotta discombobulate your prey before you take them out, I guess.
I mean, like if it was a reason to do it, but they're
also children.
I guess it maybe was an internal game. I suppose. Who knows?
Those were the two best episodes of the show. I think
that's true.
Just because, and they were gruesome in the sense of like, you're right. You don't see a lot of shows, and this is not. I'm not saying I like this, but you don't see a lot of shows that are willing to gun a kid down.
Once again, another phrase that can be easily misconstrued in context without context. It's like all we're missing now is just you just saying, "Oh yeah, those kids definitely deserve that."
I mean, fuck them kids, but they did though a little bit.
They did deserve it. They did deserve it.
I mean, now that you mention it, yeah, gun those kids down.
They definitely need to be gunned. Yes, yes. I need you to be speaking closer to the mic and saying, "Yes, these kids need to be shot."
I want to. I go on record and say, "Fuck them kids."
There you go. Oh man! But then, what would you say? Like, we're not even getting into the maids either, like Roberta and Anna and stuff. Like, I don't even. Okay, so this is where I'm kind of hazy because this is where I haven't seen it in a while for it. But like, I don't remember the introduction for them. Do you remember?
It was, oh gosh, we really should have, we have to cut this part out a little bit. So my understanding, I think it was they were coming for, good Lord. Okay, let me guess. All right, I'm going to guess real quick and see how good my memory is. So I think that there was a rival organization and Bella Lyca wanted them taken out. And in that rival organization, there was a kid there. I think that they took out the parents or whatever, the one who's head of the organization. But there was a kid, they had a son, and there was a maid that was like in charge of taking care of the son. And turns out she's also a badass, like ex-military, whatever. And so they kidnapped the son. That's what it was. They kidnapped the rival organization's son. And the maid comes looking for them. And this maid is Revy's equal, if not stronger. I think she's stronger. Because at a certain point, they do have an actual like once the dust is settled, they have an actual face off, and Revy gets her butt kicked.
Yeah, that's true. You're kind of close, I would say.
Only kind of. I thought I had it.
Well, you actually pretty much got all of it. But the only difference is that it was the reasoning where they were introduced.
Darn it.
It was actually separate because, like, with Black Lagoon, it was it wasn't just the Black Lagoon that was out there. There were different factions.
Yeah.
And they were just the introduction to that maid was was just a storyline of a different faction.
But But they kidnapped the kid, though, right?
They did kidnap the kid.
Okay.
Yeah, you were right about that.
Okay.
It's that there was just no conflict initially. The introduction when they were created, there was no conflict between them and the Black Lagoon. The episode that was released on it was episode 7, season 1, called "Calm Down." Okay. 2 Men. And that's the one you were talking about.
Okay.
And then in episode 8, so it was a 2-part series for it.
Because you need to, because that woman was cool.
Yeah, because there was a bar scene. I remember that.
Yes.
Remember the fight at the bar scene when she was looking for the kid to come in on that, and then that girl was so like she like I think she had knives and weapons and stuff like that. Yeah,
she came in a proper maid's costume, like the stereotypical maid costume, and everybody was like, "All right, girl, you probably need to get out of here. You don't look like you're gonna cut it in this town." Right? And then somebody did something a little bit egregious, and she went and
just went ham on them. And she made it look
weapons
so
under her skirt
effortlessly. It was so crazy on this. But yeah, and that was just Roberta. So like, and then I forgot what did I say about the nun?
The nuns are the organization that they in the organization that provides the Black Lagoon with the weapons.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So they were a weapons dealer, but they were in the church. So it's a group of nuns that work in the church, and it's like not even that much of a front because they are nuns. They're like proper nuns. But they're nuns who carry and nuns who facilitate carry. Yes. And Revy and one of the other nuns, what's their name? Did you look it up?
I think it was Ida.
Ida, yes. Revy and Ida are like BFFs. They're like frenemies. And that's another wild woman who's also feral.
Maybe she was she was a mercenary in a part of her life, and then she became a nun.
But they're proper nuns.
They are proper nuns, but they also had probably a history.
Because you don't get to be a marksman like that without having. So I don't think they teach that in
nun
seminary.
School. I call it nun school.
I like nun school better because I don't even think what I said was right.
Seminary is for
pastors.
Priests. Yeah, it's for priests and stuff. Oof. Yeah, I know.
You sound like a godless heathen.
You make it sound like you're gonna burn at the stake. I'm just saying it wrong. You're just like, oh no.
There's a lightning strike that
is so funny. It's just like, oh no. Then all of a sudden flames just start coming up from the ground. Oh my God. Okay. So overall, I'm looking at Black Lagoon as I think what it is that Black Lagoon had, it's hard to say. I would say is it a stretch to say that Black Lagoon really didn't have a depth in story, but rather scenario based like stories?
That's a great question. Did it have depth in story? No, I don't think it did, honestly. I think that there were moments where you would get something that was fleshed out more. You would get someone's backstory, or you would get a little insight into a character's motivation, but it was a very episodic show. So I think, my counter question to you is, can an episodic show have depth?
It's funny because I think it can, but it's going to be kind of balancing the level of seriousness it would have to be on that show. Because for instance, let's say long running episodic shows like Ranma One Half, literally a show about nothing but yet they have an underlying path of they're trying to Ranma and his fiance, I can't remember her name right now. They're supposed to be together, supposed to get married and stuff like that, but then they also have the underlying issue of they have this curse on them, so they're trying to find out the curse and they're trying to find out the thing. But everyday stuff that's happening, it's just but it's trivial, unconsequential, nothing of it of the sort. No one cared about it. But then you have these, but you still have that slight underlining thing that's kind of keeping it in a menial task or track per se. But
would you call that depth?
No,
or would you just call it a direction?
I think it's I would definitely be direction. There's not really it's tough. I'm trying to find an example of it, but it's really tough to do that.
So, and maybe this is just me being biased, the closest that I could come to that would be like a Cowboy Bebop. That's an episodic show, but I think every single episode you gain something. is in the way of like it teaches a lesson, or you get a lot of character development or depth, and every episode until you get to, there are a couple that are paired together, but until you get to like the last 4, it's random. Very random.
I think you're probably, you're definitely right.
But
I would say or Samurai Champloo would be same way.
That
too.
also is a show with depth that is also episodic.
Yeah, but then like really, I think really, if anything, Samurai Champloo is more episodic than Cowboy Bebop was.
I would say, I might say so.
Like the last one, I think the biggest one was the ending of it, and stuff. But but it's weird because like what made Cowboy Bebop its depth wasn't because the series, it was because those 2 little mini episodes of just brought it together about like the past of Spike's past.
I vehemently disagree, and we're gonna get to that soon, or not soon, but at some point there will be a future episode because that is my absolute favorite anime,
really?
And I'm going to make 1,000% make sure we get to it. So. Because I'll get too deep into that if we talk too much about that.
Yeah.
But to bring it back, would you consider Black Lagoon to have depth, even though it is episodic?
No, that's because Black Lagoon isn't leading to anything. It's like you're just seeing the only thing that the only consistency that you see from Black Lagoon is the growth of Rock.
And I was gonna say is that might be. I was going to play devil's advocate. I think that if you're looking for depth in a story, if you had to find it, that would be that. Because you are finding a man who was encumbered by his daily responsibilities of being a salary man. That's like a common thing in Japanese media. It's the ball and chain of being attached to this very typical, like you said, menial life. And watching him realize like, okay, there is more to life. This may not be what I like. This might not be what I am built for, but I'm learning that there is more than just 9 to 5. Let's be real. Japanese salarymen are not 9 to 5, like 9 to 9.
9 to 9. Sleep underneath their desks.
Yes. Yeah. And so it's watching him like unfold this reason of like, oh, okay, there is more to life than what I've been living. And that is kind of the constant underlying message is there's more to life than what you've been living. There's a different way to live life, even if it's something you didn't even fathom. He didn't even know that existed. He didn't know that was an option. Yeah. So I guess the depth of story in Black Lagoon is.
But would you say it's a reach though? Because I mean, like, because Rock was an important character. The Rock was, but wasn't like, but I think it would have been I don't think it would have mattered if Rock was even in the show.
I disagree.
Well,
okay, wait.
I mean, like, because most of the time it wasn't mostly Rock. I mean, even though Rock was growing, most of these episodes wasn't really showing around Rock. It was mostly around like how showing how what's her name was being such a badass on killing all these folks. Then they moved to other people, and then they showed the different actions and different perspectives.
Right, because we literally just had like a whole conversation about 4 episodes that had nothing to do with Rock.
essentially,
right.
Yeah. So like, I mean, if we're grasping for some sort of level of depth, it would be for Rock. Yeah, but I don't think it's like it would be like. Fair. I don't know if it would be like he's the reason why, like he's the carrying reason why Black Lagoon was so good.
You're right. He's not even the inciting incident, honestly, because they were going to be doing all this otherwise. If there's no Rock, is the show different?
No, I don't think it would be.
Not season 1. Season 2 is entirely centered around him.
You know what I think of what season 1 was? Season 1 was like, oh wow, this is something really good. Then season 2, they were kind of overcorrected, like, wow, we really didn't use Rock a lot.
Right.
So, we need
like, oh damn, didn't we have a character in here that was built?
Yeah, I was like, what was the name of Pebble?
Right.
Yeah, you know.
Fair enough. Yeah. I don't think the show changes if you take Rock out of it.
Yeah.
I stand corrected.
Well, I mean, that's a good point. It's a good point to even ask about, like, especially an episodic show like what Black Lagoon is. Yeah. To say like, oh, would it be like? I mean, if can the episodic show have depth? I personally think it's. I mean, look, you know, the choices, the examples that we even put on that question was old.
Oh.
Do you even know how, like, I mean, nowadays?
Well, what are the episodic shows now, though?
I mean, that's really tough to say.
I don't really know. Here's the deal. Y'all gonna cancel me for this. I don't think that today's anime fans have the attention span for episodic
Absolutely
shows.
not. I totally agree. No,
So I don't think that they.
No, I think I totally agree with you.
Okay, because I don't think there are really that many. Not that I can think of off the top of my head. If y'all know some episodic shows, meaning like every episode they don't tie into the previous one, they have like each one kind of stands alone. Drop it in the comments because I genuinely don't know if I can think of anything that's
recent.
Young, yeah.
And when we're saying recent, I'm saying about let's say
in the last like 5-10 years.
Let's say 5 to 10. We'll be nice. We'll say 10.
Yeah,
up to 10 years. We're not trying to make it as a bet. We legitimately do not know.
Yeah, no, this is genuine, y'all. I need your help.
Yes, because like I would love to know because like that would be very very interesting to kind of come back because when you really think about it in the past, most series, the average series was 26 episodes.
Yeah.
Now it's mostly 13.
They are doing. Yeah,
there are some. Yeah, there are some that do 26.
I think I have one.
Which one?
I think Free Run is kind of episodic.
No,
but
it's
not. It isn't. That's
episodic.
the closest I can get.
Free Run is showing the adventures of of traveling on a specific path.
Yeah,
so
you're
yeah,
right. It does. It's a journey. It's a voyage, and in that, it's like different things happen throughout the voyage. But you're right. It is still a voyage.
Yeah.
It's just one linear.
I was going to say Spy X Family, but Spy X Family is the same kind of thing, though.
You pronounce the X?
Well,
gross.
I
thought we were cultured here.
Oh, well, you chose the wrong show for that.
I thought we were cultured.
Well, Spy Family.
No, it's not even episodic.
Yeah, it's nowhere near episodic because it's not because the task of what they're doing all of this for is the underlying issue. So yeah,
like I really am coming up blank. We need some help. Please.
Maybe it's a series. It has to be it has to be a series that we either both never watched before, or if it was something that was when it comes down to, or just a series that's so indie that doesn't exist. But like I don't know but. Yeah. Oh man, I really now that's that you know what I'm gonna have to write that down to post because I would like to legitimately know that. Yeah, that is actually a very good question. But like overall though, was there anything that you would think that would make Black Lagoon better enjoyable experience for you?
I think that, and they fixed this in season 2, but I think that oddly enough, after having that whole tangent, I think it would be nice to have a little bit more cohesion in the story. Direction, yeah. I like the idea of the grouped episodes. The grouped episodes are my favorite. Mm-hmm. Whenever you have a 1 or 2 or a 2 or 3 episode string of like one storyline, those are always my favorite. I like that they dig a little bit more into a scenario or a particular character or a particular issue. And I think there could have been more of that.
You know, it's funny. I actually disagree with you there.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm interested to hear why.
Well, because I think Black Lagoon is in a lane that they were wanting to be, like, they didn't want to make it to be seen as others, or like, to be taken seriously.
Sure.
100% seriously. I mean, not like in a goofy way, but rather in a way where it's like, just make the point of view that they were wanting to reach was, this is a lot of things are happening. A lot of different situations were happening. A lot of different groups are happening.
Yeah.
They didn't want to have just one solo protagonist. They wanted to give other little mini stories, and they don't necessarily need to up the ante in a way to kind of focal on a major story. Sure. or a calamity event or whatever. They just wanted to say I would take it that they're wanting to show stories at smaller calibers for certain situations, and then just be like, okay, this is what happened. I'm just and this is what the resolution was. Was it Revy that did it? No, Revy isn't God or RoboCop. I like this. He's like, it was like, oh, this situation happened because this maid group was affected by it. We're gonna let the main group take care of it. And I was like, okay, then that's cool. I mean, that's a different way of looking at the storytelling, but I think that it worked for it.
Okay, so you enjoyed the contained mini stories.
Yeah,
They live in their own universe. This little contained universe is one episode.
Exactly. Okay. I mean, because I think that you remember even I know when we were talking about Full Metal Panic, I didn't like it because of the story, the pacing of it was all over the place. I think this gets away with it because that there wasn't I think it goes back to the fact that there was no it was an episodic there was no underlying issue that was causing it to be like they had to go this
Full Metal
way.
Panic had a destination,
Yeah.
and they just were weird in the pacing to get to it. Black Lagoon didn't have one. They're pirates. It's kind of, I mean, the whole thing about being a pirate is like a little bit of the freedom of it. You
Yes.
just take the job, a mercenary pirate at that.
Yes.
You just take the job
Yeah.
and do the job, and then wait for the next job.
Exactly, and I think you don't I think they don't necessarily need to be like. I personally think that we don't have to necessarily think like overthink it.
Yeah.
And I think that's exactly what they did. I mean, with that being said, this is the first season of it.
Fair.
Second season was a little
Totally
bit more,
different.
yeah,
Very
was a little bit
different
more
direction.
direction towards it. But yeah, but first season was like being enjoyable, and hence the way we remember it wasn't even the story most of the time. It was just the action and actions of this of it, which says a lot. I mean, it's
Fair.
20 years old, and we're so like, wow, okay, this is cool.
Fair. Okay. So what would you change then?
What I would change, man, maybe okay. I think the best thing I would say I would change would be the introduction for, like, I guess the beginning. I would have to say, in a way. I know it's kind of a weird way to say it, but the way I looked at it was like the well, no, I wouldn't want to say the beginning, because Rock. I guess it was just Rock's introduction was so weak to
You
me.
just not like him. Do you like Rock?
Well, he gets there.
Okay.
He's not on my shit list like Shinji is. Shinji is on the shit list.
Shinji.
It's on the shit list.
It wasn't his fault.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It wasn't his fault. He was a crybaby, and he will always die the crybaby.
That baby had trauma.
Although I will say this though, I can't wait to see
he will always be a crybaby. Yeah. Is that what you say?
Yeah. Yep, he will be. Even that new OVA that they're talking about that they're bringing out.
Fair.
No, can't do it. You're on the shit. He's on the permanent shit list. I'm sorry, but but Rock isn't that bad, because Rock was thrusted in a situation where he had no control over, and then made the adult decision to be like, let me join you and stuff. So yeah, so he did it to his own volition. But I think the introduction made me I think it came off a little slow until Revy really kind of got into the mix of like how much of a badass she was. And so I don't know, maybe the introduction could have been paced up a little bit for me. But
is that you being a current anime watcher, letting the current anime trends bleed into your past? Because back in the day, anime was typically a slow burn to start.
The 3 anime rule, yeah, 3 episodes.
No, not even. Just like genuinely, they built these shows from the ground up. A lot of times, because there's so much anime now, they start these shows high octane. Like they know they have to give you in the first episode, not 3 episode rule. Like Attack on Titan, first episode, crazy. Jujutsu Kaisen, first episode, like they're all, the newer shows are from the ground.
Short attention span.
Yes. Yeah, I was trying not to be, I already dogged the viewers once. So
if you're listening at around 50 minutes, no, you're good. You're good. You're going to listen.
Fair. All right, well, there you go. I was wondering if, since anime is now so fast paced, if the beginning of Black Lagoon, your thoughts are based on that.
I don't think so, because maybe it's hard to say. It's hard to be objective to yourself. Sure. Especially when you just watch the series again.
Fair.
But I would say, I don't know. Because back in the day, I mean, it was dumb and stupid, and I had time, I did the 3 episode rule, every time, regardless if it was good or bad or whatnot. And when I did, I was like, okay. I think when I got Revy, when Revy was introduced into the thing immediately, and how much of an asshole she was to everybody, it was so good. It was fun.
Good. She's amazing.
It's just like, okay, cool, okay. But I just think though that in my opinion, I don't think it really did. It did bleed out on this. I think I probably felt the same way. It's hard to remember myself.
All right, fair enough.
But
stand on your convictions, sir.
Yeah, I will. Try to set me up. How dare you?
Trying to ask some introspective questions.
Yes,
that's all.
Okay, fine. Was there anyone, like, did you say that you weren't that you were not a fan?
Didn't like Rock.
Wow.
I just stand like, brother, you make these, like you said, he made the adult decision to start this. You nut up or shut up.
Yeah.
Get in the game or don't. I think he made valiant efforts sometimes. And you know what? Damn, I might have to take that back immediately, because I actually think that Rock brings something to the group that they really needed. I think he needed it. Yes, I think so.
A sense of like some kind of responsibility of what they're doing, even though they are pirates. Yeah.
I don't know.
They were at mayhem. Yeah, they were
organized chaos.
Yeah.
Because the captain kept them together. Like, yes, they had a leash. It was a long leash, but it was a leash. No, I think I liked everyone. That's so boring to say, but I don't think there was anybody I disliked.
But you know what? It's boring to say, but it's also kind of fairly uncommon.
I know.
So it's like, so I think it does a really good show of like I said, for a show that's episodic, doesn't have really depth into it, for you to remember these characters, for you to still remember the show itself, loving the action of it. Says a lot about how good this show was.
I'm trying my best to try to think of anyone I didn't like, but I think I liked everyone. I genuinely think so.
I was gonna say the trainee maid, but I don't think that was in this first season. There was a different maid that came in came in the mix of it, but I don't think it's the first season.
Now, if you ask me season 2, I have different answers, because I didn't like season 2 that much.
To be honest with you, I can't even remember season 2. I remember the list of it. The premise of it, but I wasn't a big fan. I don't remember it.
I didn't even really like Revy that much in season 2. That's how much I disliked.
Well, I remember Revy was very limited in season 2.
She's very subdued, very limited. They didn't use her much.
Yeah, the focus was Rock.
Which is the Rock. Least. If you had to pick a least favorite character, I didn't say I didn't dislike this character, but he's my least favorite. It is Rock, and to focus the entire season around him is unpleasant.
It's a stretch. It was a decision. Yes.
Your girl was in it mostly, though.
Yeah, but she wasn't back to the Hansel and Gretel level.
She didn't have a dog in her at that time. No, she was a businesswoman at that time.
She was in the back. She was in the office and doing moves. Her own thing. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. She was the architect essentially. Yeah. But so overall though, what would you take on the show 1 to 10?
1 to 10, I would give Black Lagoon. This is kind of a complicated answer. I just gave all that praise. If we're strictly season 1, I would give it an 8. I think it's beautiful. I think I have a hard time rating something that is so episodic very high. I'm gonna give it a 7.5. Actually,
it's funny what you're like.
I think I'm gonna give it a 7.5. Not because it's bad. It's a great show. But it's the lack of direction. I want to feel something when I'm watching a show.
Right.
I want there to be more than just like moments of like the Hansel and Gretel thing is cool, but it's kind of like an outlier in the whole show. I want more depth in my shows. Yes, I like pew, 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 but you can add that to other. That's the reason why my favorite is Cowboy Bebop.
Absolutely.
There's a mixture. It's an even mixture of both. So 7.5.
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna eat my words later when we have other shows that I have to rate.
No, I wouldn't say. I think 7 is a good range for it. It's a good show.
Yeah.
And like you said, I think the tough thing is exactly what you said. It's episodic, and it's like. You know what sucks? Like, I don't want to knock it off because it's episodic, but the thing that you have to give it credit for is that its value of relevance for as old as it is still there, and and that's what makes it amazing. Like, it's an outlier essentially for like any other episodic shows, because like right now I can't even think of an episodic show that would be to this level that I would remember I could just sit down and watch again. And to its credit, so I think 7 is for me. I was gonna give it a 7. Once again, 7 is a good score. It's definitely something I would watch or suggest for anyone else to go check it out.
You think about it, a 10 is perfection. I can only think of like 1 10.
What's your 10?
I don't want to say.
Oh, there you go.
2 10s. I got 2 10s. Do I have 2 10s?
2 10s.
So I think Cowboy Bebop, as I said 17 times already, is my favorite anime. But I think the best anime, the perfect
Are we talking about anime, or are we talking about like anime movies? Or
no, anime, just anime.
Okay.
Best anime is Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood.
Wow. Okay.
I think it is perfect. I don't think there's anything
really?
absolutely. There's not one thing about it.
To be fair, I've not seen all of Brotherhood.
You need to watch it. It's so good. It's the perfect length. It's got amazing voice acting. It's got literally every type of representation you could think of. Complete story written by a female mangaka. Yep. So there's one moment of fan service. Like literally one specific moment.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And that your show has no fan service when you can point to the only time there's fan service.
Well, you got me at fan service, so
okay.
I'm just kidding.
All right, then. He's going to skip to that episode in that moment. He's like, what's the time step exactly?
Yeah, for science. Let me know what episode and the
research
the
purposes.
time. Yeah, So,
but yeah.
Yeah,
not an episodic show though. Not even a little bit.
Definitely not an episodic show. That would be funny if it was.
But yeah, I think those are my only 10s. And honestly, I could be argued down that Cowboy Bebop's a 9.5.
Wow.
You can't. I'll fight you in the street if we talk about Brotherhood not being a 10 though.
I will totally disagree. That is a 10. I will say.
You haven't even seen it all.
I've read the manga though.
I don't care.
So there you go.
You're wrong. He's wrong. He's been wrong several times in this episode. You've been wrong several times in this episode.
Okay, fair enough. But this
is another one.
You don't. Oh, okay. You know what? I know people loved Brotherhood, but to say that it's a 10, perfect.
It's a perfect 10. Okay. It's the perfect anime.
To be fair, I have not watched it, so I can't. I don't have an opinion on it yet. I need to sit down and watch it. But it's a long series, right? It's like 50 episodes.
64 episodes.
Oh, who's counting?
I am. 64 episodes of heat. Not a single filler episode.
Really?
No.
Wow, that is wild. Okay,
it's
so
amazing.
They were straight. So they were straight business the whole time,
yes.
Beginning and end.
Yes.
Dang. Okay. Well, we may have to look that up. Okay. Well, Black Lagoon, like I said, Black Lagoon is a definite must. Would you say must watch, or would you recommend it?
I would recommend it. I think that it's so good, you guys. You should watch it. I think that if you have a laundry list of other anime to see, fine. If you don't get to it, not the end of the world. But if it's got a great dub. If you got something you want to do and you want to put a good show on in the background with a good dub, watch it. It's so good. You probably would get distracted though because the action scenes are amazing. Yeah,
it's very much so. You can easily just lose yourself on with those action scenes.
Yeah.
And like I said, this show, and when I say 2005, it was published out.
The anime.
It's insane to say that
it's so good. It looks so good. Anime from that time. Well, nope, never mind.
I was
going to say hold up, but I don't believe that. Never mind. Little Panic really did a number on me.
I'm trying to remember. Did they? No, they didn't do. It was still 4:3. I was still going to say it was 16:9, like widescreen, but it was still 4:3. It's so weird to see the bars now going back to it. I'm like, wow, really? It's like I was watching anime like this.
I'm slumming it.
I was just slumming it with the old Woody TV, with the television that's like 15 inches with color.
Wow.
Oh yeah,
with the knob in the front.
But the knob is missing, so you have to use the wrench. You have to use the pliers.
Yeah. Showing our age for sure.
Oh God! Hey folks, like I said, this was a great episode of Black Lagoon.
It's not even Black Lagoon. No, the show is Black Lagoon. This is a great episode of Anime No Code.
No, I was going to say the anime that we were talking about. Then I was going to say, I didn't forget the name of our series.
We're working the bugs out, guys.
Yes, we're working the bugs out. But guys, thank you for watching or listening to another episode of Anime No Code. If you love this stuff, by all means, we want you to be a part of our community. So follow, subscribe on our YouTube page, or be a part of the podcast by just entering a comment below on what series that we should watch next. So that would be a great deal. So once again, this is Davis.
And I am Tiffany.
And y'all, take it easy.
Bye.